Welcome back, everyone. Our important conversation about suicide prevention continues this morning. We have Loretta Muffelman. She's the clinical director for Not My Kid, as well as George, one of the therapy dogs, which I imagine the kids and teens must really just warm up to George, right?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, he's the NMK greeter. All the parents, all the kids, he gets on his belly and they don't mind getting on the floor with him. One girl was like almost, it sounded like she was crying, but it was just pure joy that he was there. So yeah,
that's wonderful.
He's been such an asset.
We'll talk about George and some of the work that he does in just a moment, but let's talk about some of the warning signs. You know, we hear that they are sometimes very obvious and sometimes not at all. What should families be looking out for?
I think having open conversations with their kids, just asking them, having the dialogue ahead of time. If we can help kids feel comfortable to come to us as parents, which I'm a parent and I know it's easier said than done, but being able to hold the space for them to just be able to speak and give them the outlet, it at least helps start the conversation. And hopefully if they are struggling with something, that they'll come to you and feel comfortable with that.
By the time families come to Not My Kid to get some help, where are they at?
I think there's a continuum. I've had some kids come straight from the hospital, straight from residential treatment centers. And at that point, it's just being a support to parents, acknowledging that they just experienced something difficult and traumatic as well.
And do you often find a lot of parents are in denial, though, right? It's like exactly as the nonprofit is called Not My Kid.
Yes, I think there's a sense of denial, and there's a feeling of guilt or shame around. You know, we try to do everything right as parents, and there's no handbook, and our kids just throw us curveballs all the time. But really just being able to validate that feeling and that they're not alone. We all struggle with some sort of, you know, adversity in our lives at some point, and so
which is exactly what Mary Che was talking about, getting rid of that stigma that it is okay to ask for help. It is okay to admit that you are not okay and need some help and that depression has kicked in. How do you guys help? Where does George play a role when they come see you guys?
We've had some kids who just really don't want to be there. And he really just helps break down the barrier. And helps kids feel comfortable. And it's amazing to see just their bodies. You can just see the relaxation. Sometimes he'll lay on kids, and that just pressure and the feeling of not being alone, just it changes the trajectory of treatment.
And it is that first step, it sounds like. And that's why Not My Kid is here for the community. We know you guys do amazing work, so if you would like to learn more, we'll put all the info on azfamily.com. And we also want to remind everybody this number that you see, 988, that's all you have to text to get someone immediately on the phone any time of the day, 24/7. You'll be connected to a trained counselor who'll provide free and confidential emotional support and crisis counseling. But again, here locally, reach out to Not My Kid. They do amazing work. Thank you so much, Loretta, for what you guys do.
Thank you for having us here.
Absolutely. Spreading the word on something that a lot of people still don't want to talk about.
Right.
Important for sure. 8:47 right now. We're going to transition here to weather.